fans with us today. He is one man behind the baddest pickup truck no prep race on the planet. Coming to us from East Texas by way of Fort Worth. He is the promoter of Tailgate Throwdown, the leader of Streetcar Chronicles. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Ryan Wing.
Dude, that is the best intro ever. I know people have said that, but that is sweet. Nobody's ever introduced me anywhere that way, man.
Well, I thank you so much for coming on and joining us here at the Eeez and Beez. We love to make everyone feel welcome, and I like to make you feel like you're walking right into the squared circle to join us here today, and we thank you. Are you ready to jump into some of these fun
Dude,
questions?
let's do it.
All
Let's do
right.
it, bro.
All right, Ryan. Tell my fans and listeners out there a little bit about yourself. Tell them kind of how you got your start in the no prep world.
So, really, I cut my teeth in the streets, probably around 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Of course, I lived in the DFW area, so street racing was pretty predominant. Back before DFSS, we used to be on the NTSR, North Texas Street Racing boards. All message board, Facebook, none of that stuff, no social media. And we raced each other. We got tired of each other, and then Limpy decided, after he blew up his car racing me one night, I kind of got to dig at him because I
Okay.
ran that really well. But he decided, I think he decided that it was time to get organized and got DFWSS going, and it was cool because I was around during the beginning days of that, and man, it was every Friday night, Saturday night, we were out doing something. And it was really, I didn't get into no prep. Like I remember the first couple of no preps they did out at North Star back in the OG days, and I thought, man, no prep's crazy because everybody just keeps smacking into the wall, tearing their stuff up, and I was like, I got interest. But as time went on, I've loved it more and more, and that's pretty much only I watch now. I mean, guys have really got to figure it out, so it's fun. No prep's where it's at.
Nice, nice. So kind of the old school way, one of our favorite things here on the E's and B's, the streets, as we would call it, or in Limpy's words. But obviously another reason why we got you on today is another big thing you've been had going on for you. A big race going down Newport, Arkansas, coming up this weekend. Tailgate Throwdown. Tell my fans and listeners why tailgate.
Do you like trucks? Do you like trucks that don't have to race Mustangs? Do you
Love
like
them.
trucks that are fast? Then get your ass
Love
to
them.
Newport. Yeah, dude, who doesn't, man? Get your ass to Newport. Newport Raceway. Dude, the track is amazing. It's a little place. Nobody ever, I mean, there's so many people that say, I've never heard of the place. And I'm like, they just did a no prep race at the end of the year last year. Waylon went down there and smacked everybody around. Dude, it is a great facility. And the surface is tough. You're racing two different surfaces at one time. The 60 is there, but everything after 60 it's all up to you.
Right.
So last year we've tried to fill up the place. We had to reset the date three times because of rain. Um, it's looking like there might be a possibility we might have to fight that thing again this time around, but I'm hoping after this cold front pushes through today and tomorrow that you know the rain gods are on our side a little bit and take some time off because man, we got a lot of momentum behind this thing right now. I think we got 120 trucks pre-registered. Um, we got everything from your average truck I've got all the way up to Freak Show coming from Georgia. We've got the Moonshiner, of course, Mr. Thomas Higgins. We've got a lot of heavy hitters coming. I think we got almost 21 trucks in anything on 28s. I think it's 21 right now. So it's going to be a good time, man. It's a good time.
It definitely sounds like it's going to be an outstanding time. How we've kind of got introduced, you said it right there, is a man behind the scenes who's now kind of stepped forward and helped out, maybe shine a little bit more light on this kind of cool race you got going on. That's Thomas Huggins there at Moonshine's Garage, a E's and B's veteran here. We've had him on before, but that's kind of how I got tuned into this race. And I've kind of been excited myself seeing the growth and just keeping hearing the popularity grow and grow. I'm hoping that this thing blows up to something that you can't ever believe. But let me ask you this, Ryan. What is your favorite part of promoting?
Oh, dude, it's people. And there's a caveat to that. I mean, people could be a pain, but this whole process as we started this thing, I mean, it started out as an idea on a shitter. We were literally, I was talking to my buddy in Missouri and my buddy 2 hours from here, and we're taking a dump, and it starts off of, hey, let's build a couple of slow trucks with some unethical transmissions, just whatever. I think it's some SM 465 4 speeds, and let's go race. And it just, evolved from there. And man, the people that have joined this deal are just exceptionally awesome. And within that, a lot of times when you get people who enjoy each other's company so much, competition is very good. I mean, we had 3 races won last year by like 67,000 second or less. I mean, that's door to door action,
That's
man.
good
And
racing.
it was incredible. It was incredible. So I'm really looking. I mean, we're gonna this year. We're gonna double the amount of trucks. So I'm really looking forward to the new people that are coming in, and I'm interested to get their take on the experience.
Man, I'm telling you what, you're building this up to be an outstanding thing. I cannot wait. But let's switch gears here, as we always do here on the Eeez and Beez. Before we get to some of our fun questions, a quick reminder: this podcast is brought to you by each and every week by Major Performance in Dyno. Check out Dustin Shelton, Major Performance in Dyno, 1219 Snaps Ferry Road, Greenville, Tennessee, for all your no prep bike prep needs. Also, you can check out the Baddest on the light. That's right, the GOAT himself, every Monday and Tuesday on your social media outlets or at a race issue. That's Limpy. And last but not least, you can check the man out behind the wheel, Jasper Graham, driver of LL Spool J. Check him out at a race near you. We thank those sponsors who make this podcast come to you each and every week. All right, Ryan, let's get to it. I got to ask you one of the famous questions here on the Eeez and Beez. You're having breakfast with any celebrity or famous racer out there. Who are you having it with, and what are you having?
Christopher Walken, and I'm gonna have hot dogs and coffee.
Oh, man, oh,
Yeah.
man. What an answer there, folks. I don't think I was ready for that. Definitely the most famous is always bacon and eggs, as you're talking about the Eeez and Beez here. But I love it, Ryan. I love it. All right, how about this? If you could have any superpower, what would you have?
Oh, give me that one more time.
If you could have any superpower, what would you have?
Ooh. The ability to manifest cash,
All right.
because
All
cash
right.
is king.
Cash is key. Cash maker. I like it. Call you Cash Man, whatever. Cool. And then one more fun one before we get back to a couple more serious ones. How about this? You know how in baseball, each batter has walk up music, his favorite song each time he walks up to the plate. I've always said in no prep world, we need drive up music for when you're coming out of the water box getting ready to race. If that was a possibility, what would be your song?
It's gonna be White Zombie, Black Sunshine.
Nice. Like it. I like it. All right, let's get back to some of these tough racing questions here. As you know, we're talking here with Ryan Weing, promoter of Tailgate Throwdown, and of course the man behind Streetcar Chronicles. Let me ask you this, Ryan. In a perfect world, what does the best Tailgate Throwdown race look like?
What does the best tailgate throwdown race look like?
Yeah.
One where everybody's leaving, smiling, and texting me, when's the next one? That's the best.
Okay. Okay.
But if you're looking at just program wise, seeing everybody from the guy who doesn't feel like he's got something fast enough to go race somebody, have a place to fit, and then sit there and share the staging lanes with some of the fastest guys in a truck. I think that's where it's at.
And I think, in my honest opinion, since I've been trailing and following this little Tailgate Throwdown story, and you could read it right there behind the man's shoulders, he's doing what he just said right there. He's laying it out there on the line, each class, giving it a couple opportunities, from the guy that just wants to come and maybe do his first pass ever to the guy that's coming there to make the statement and be king of Tailgate Throwdown. I think it's a great thing. I think, minus, we'll say, Mother Nature and all that stuff, this is a possibility to be one of the biggest truck races yet this weekend. And I cannot wait to see what happens. Let me ask you this, though. If you had an option, what would you choose? Front, back, or the street?
Oh, dude. It's always the streets, bro.
Amen. Amen. Amen to Limpy, right?
There's no, like, it doesn't matter what you do, no matter what track you do it at. There's no feeling better than being on the streets. But I will say with a caveat of, if I'm doing it on the streets, I'm either with Limpy or I'm not doing it.
Amen. Amen, brother. I love that. I love that. All right, got a couple fun ones to switch back to real quick here. How about this? If you could be anything other than a racer and a promoter, what would you be?
Monster truck driver.
All right. I like that. That's still the race world,
but do it.
That's a badass thing to do right there. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. Now, one of my fun ones to ask. Shout out to Jasper. He loves this question the most. All right. The movie of your life is coming out this weekend at the movie theater. Who's playing you, and what's the name of it?
Well, it's either going to be Mel Gibson or Denzel Washington. They're both great. And it's either going to be called Pure Chaos or 20 Minutes Late. It's one of the two. I think 20 Minutes Late would be a good one. I mean, it's like, it's suspenseful, like what happens when you're 20 minutes late.
Well, I think there's a lot of people out there that could probably relate to 20 Minutes Late for sure, or even Pure Chaos. That's a good one for sure. I like that. All right, just got one more here to get to you before we turn the tables over to you. Let you promote a little bit about what you got going down this weekend and, of course, going forward here throughout the summer. But I got to ask, Ryan, when it's all said and done, what do you want the Streetcar Chronicles, Tailgate Throwdown, and Ryan Wing legacy to be?
Well, I'm a dad. So first and foremost, I want kids to always look back at what I do and go, you know what? He might have sucked ass at that, but he tried really hard. So, that would probably be the number one thing, right? But I think that I've always been a guy who's always been in the background. I've always been a guy who's helping somebody else's program. I never had the money or I never could put the money aside to do the things that I wanted to do in racing. But I was always there to help somebody else if they needed it. And so I guess for the art of my family, I'd want them to remember me as a guy that was always pretty reliable. Might be 20 minutes late, but pretty reliable.
And I don't think you can ask for much more, an honorable man like you've been coming on this show here today. But before we get out of here, though, Ryan, I want to turn the table over to you. Tell the fans and listeners out there what you got going on, what you got coming up, and where, of course, they can find you at. The table's yours.
All right. So I have a YouTube channel. It's called Streetcar Chronicles. It's me and my son. He's 13 years old. We get out shop. We just do what we do. We go racing. We do stuff. And right now, we're getting ready to get him licensed so he can run Rocky Mountain Race Week. He's going to be running the Junior Street event. We do have a Junior Street event at the Tailgate Throwdown because we know that the kids coming behind are the ones that are going to keep them interested in it and keep them engaged in it. Then it's just going to go away. I don't want my riding around a Tesla drinking macchiatos on Saturday. I want him at the drag strip with his son, doing burnouts and teaching him, yelling and screaming at him when he does something wrong like I do. But I mean, you can follow us on there. I haven't put out a video in about 3 weeks or so. I've been a little slow because we're prepping for the Tailgate Throwdown. But once we get through that, we'll be putting stuff back out again. And then the Tailgate Throwdown Facebook page, that's where everything's happening. I'm putting my heart and soul into this thing. So, the YouTube channel is kind of taking a back seat. And then I'm thinking about actually creating a channel just for the Tailgate Throwdown. And then maybe doing some sit down interviews and stuff with each person that comes to the deal, kind of give them a spotlight and a highlight and talk about their truck and what they're doing and where they're coming from and why they do what they do. Because listen, if you race a truck, your screws are a little bit loose, right? I mean, everybody go grab a 2,800 pound Mustang and put a turbo LS in it and take the front end off of it and go no prep racing. You know what I mean? But a truck, I mean, there's something wrong with you. So, Yeah, you follow us on there. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Tailgate Throwdown. There's a lot of funny stuff, a lot of funny shit. There's some we've got a guy we've got a guy in Florida. I gotta talk about him because he drives he's a driving force behind this deal. You talk about the guy who tries real hard, but he just has a street truck, you know. There's a guy named Jonathan Morgan out of Florida. This dude went through a freaking hurricane last year, the day before Tailgate Throwdown.
And
He had fences down, electricity out, his mother-in-law's house, and he had to go fix them up. Went into town, rented the last U-Haul truck and trailer, threw his truck on it, drove through the night, and was the first person to the track for the Tailgate Throwdown.
wow.
And dude, he blew his motor up 3 or 4 weeks before that, and he runs the smallest cubic inch at the Tailgate Throwdown, and dude, it's amazing, bro. 283 cubic inches in a square body pickup, and I guarantee you, if you line up next to him, he's gonna walk that ass if you're in a street truck. He's gonna walk ass. So super excited about that guy. I'm super excited to have him come back. Dude camped out in a freaking haul truck all weekend and said it was the highlight of his life when it came to racing. And I was like, dude, I cannot wait. I can't do this again. So he's up this game. Truck's faster. I'm excited about that. But yeah, follow the Tailgate Throwdown, man. If you got a truck, even if you're just into trucks or don't have one, maybe you get in there will get you to get one, or build one again, something, you know.
Yep.
Trucks are where it's at.
It's a great group of people. That's a whole big reason and why we brought Ryan on today to shine a little bit of light on that. Now, Ryan, if they can't get to this weekend, is there anything coming up, this summer they maybe have a chance to look forward to?
So we were going to try to get this one done here in the spring, and if we got through it, weather permitting, of course, then we were going to try to put together a shootout here in Texas. Um, but we are going to go back in the fall to Newport as well. My goal is to do two of these this year, three next year, and then hopefully by year four we're in five, but we're doing them in all different places. Um, so, and I'd like to get down to Abilene with Limpy, maybe do one down there in Abilene with him. I think that'd be awesome. We got a lot of trucks here in Texas. A lot of times they don't want to drive all the way to Arkansas, which I get it. But when you got them like this, it's kind of special. You got to make the trip. It's 5 hours and 25 minutes for me. Got guys coming from Minnesota, Michigan, New York, Georgia, Florida, Kansas, Oklahoma. I mean, everywhere, dude.
All across
Tennessee,
the map.
yeah, Missouri, huge, huge in Missouri. And so, we'll probably one to Missouri if we do one, and we'll move one to Texas if we do one because, nothing, there's truck races out there, but I'm a little disappointed in some of the truck races in Texas because it's supposed to be truck country. And, is it
Well,
really a truck race? Is it really a truck race when you got cars on the property?
that's
Because we
why
don't
we
let
got
cars
you.
we don't
That's
let
why
cars
we
on the
got you,
property
buddy.
unless
That's
they're in
why
the
we
parking
got you.
lot.
Yeah, we'll set the tone, set the pace, and hey, everybody else will fall in line.
Yeah,
You seen what our buddies have done in little.
yep.
I mean, everybody's falling in line. So
Dude, and I know Tom, like back in the day when he was just out there scrounging for $100, $200 back there in Butterface back in the day, and what they're doing is great. I love what they're doing, and I mean his channel is growing and it's awesome. I'm so happy for him because he's a wild child. But he's a good kid. I always think of him as a kid because I'm older, but.
all right. Oh
But
yeah.
I love NX. I would love NX to hop on board with us eventually. And I figure right now we're sponsored by a lot of people that come to the event and race in the event.
Mm.
I like that. Eventually, hopefully this year I'll get to go to PRI, and we'll have a couple more underneath our belt, and maybe we could make some deals with some people to hop on board with us and give us a hand because it's not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're only going up from here. We're only going to make it bigger and better. And there's some aspects to drag racing that I miss that I want to bring back, like the wheel standards and maybe a couple of nitro funny car flopper trucks to do some exhibition stuff. Something there's stuff like that out there that I'd love to have, and hopefully we get some momentum behind us in the sponsorship department. That's what I'm going to be working on next. So,
Well, Ryan, all I can say is once again, shout out to Moonshine's Garage for linking us up here. It were like
my
two peas
man,
in a pod. All of us, there's a main reason why I love promoting stuff like this And I'm telling you, you're going down the right path, and it's only a matter of time before everybody's talking about one of the baddest pickup truck, no prep races on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, coming to us from East Texas by way of Fort Worth. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Streetcar Chronicles, Tailgate Throwdown, Ryan.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, my man.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you having me on, man. Thank you. I enjoyed it.